casket. So what do you think happened to that spirit? You go back to the Most High. And we just read how you're going to meet the judgment seat of Mashiach Yahushua. And you're going to be judged for what you have done, whether it was good or bad. So you got a choice here. You either come back to the laws of the Most High, you can read them in Genesis to Deuteronomy, or you fail the test, and he's going to cast you into the lake of fire. That's going to burn forever and ever and ever. That's why we're here reaching out to our brothers and sisters of Negro, Indian, Latino descent, let you know we are the 12 tribes of Israel right here.
Right.
That's who we are.
That's right.
We are these people. Y'all got flyers? Get these people flyers. You got some more down here.
I only saw one. I gave it to one.
Read on.
Verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water.
Give me this water. She said, I want everlasting life. Give me this water. Read.
That I thirst not.
I thirst not. Here she is, still carnal, because remember, she can't relate because she's not an Israelite. Read.
Neither come hither to draw. Hamashiach saith unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither.
He said, go get your husband. He cut her, he said, go get your husband and come here. Go get your husband and come here. Read.
The woman answered and said, I have no husband.
Woman answered and said, I have no husband. Come on.
Hamashiach Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said.
You well said that you don't have no husband. Listen how you check her.
I have no husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands.
So you done had 5 husbands.
That's right.
Read.
And he whom thou now hast is not thy husband?
And the one you have now is not your husband.
That's right.
He checking her. Why he didn't just keep on dealing with showing her everlasting life? He said, go get your husband. Now he's dealing with how off she is. Call herself an Israelite. Listen what he say.
And is not thy husband, and that saidest thou truly? The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship.
Yeah. He said, our fathers worship in this mountain, and you say in Jerusalem, in southern Israel, in Judah, is where men ought to worship. Read.
Hamashiach saith unto her,
Listen what he said to her. Read.
Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, ye know not what.
Look. He said, ye worship, read.
Ye worship, ye know not what we know.
Listen. He said, ye worship, ye know not what. That's what it's saying.
All right.
Ye worship, you know not what. But whatever she was worshiping, right?
Right.
He said, you don't even know what you're worshiping. Read it again.
Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship.
Just like we know what we worship. And Mashiach said, we know what we worship. Come on now. Who's he talking about? Who's he talking about? Because he's by himself. He said, we know what we worship.
That's right.
We as the true ethnic and biblical Israelites, Hebrew Israelites. We know what we worship. Right? Read.
For salvation,
That's power.
is of the Jews.
Salvation, power, rulership, and authority is of who?
The Jews.
So if you're not of the children of Israel, salvation is not promised to you.
That's right.
You just said salvation is of the Jews. That's it right there. Why, if it is that she was one of the Most High's chosen people, why is it that he would tell her salvation is of the Jews? Huh? If she was a Jew, right? Why would he say that to her? He said it to her because she's not one of the Most High's chosen people.
That's right.
Look at what he said. Get Matthew 1 and 21. Matthew, the 1st chapter, the 21st verse.
Matthew chapter 1 verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son,
Talk about Mary, right?
and thou shalt call his name Yahweh, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Shall say his people from their sins. Or he shall say his people from their sins. Who is his people? His is the personal pronoun showing a possessive pronoun showing possession, ownership. That's what it is, man. His people from their sins. Who's his people? What did he say? Matthew 15:24. So you got to go through these scriptures to see what he's already said himself. He said salvation of the Jews, and that's who you are, of Negro, Indian, Latino descent, scattered among all these nations, not knowing who you are. Let's read.
Matthew chapter 15 verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's what he said himself. He only sent to you. Moses already said he only loved Jacob. And that's who you are. Jacob is your forefather.
That's right.
Jacob's name was changed to Israel. And give me that in Genesis 35 and 10, so you will see that we are 12 different nations that make up one nation. The 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
But see, we don't know that because we trying to say they have separated us from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. This is what's going on here. So we here and watch to open up your mind, man, so you can come out of this darkness, out of the ignorance of how they have programmed you to be polluted. Your mind being polluted and not knowing the truth. Ain't no stop saying brainwashed, because your brain is washed and you're supposed to be able to come up here and open up this Bible and bring forth the word of the Most High. That's how you be clean. He said, now you are clean through the word which I speak unto you. That's how you cleaned up. Sanctify them through that truth. That word is truth. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Free you up from what? These lies. They're forges of lies, taught all kind of lies unto this day. Read.
Genesis chapter 30 verse 10. 35 verse 10. And the Most High, Lord Mashiach Yahushua, said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name.
Israel shall be his name. Change his name from Jacob to Israel. Read.
And he called his name Israel. And the Most High, Lord Mashiach Yahushua, said unto him, I am the Most High Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply.
Be fruitful and multiply. That's why the Most High gave him 4 women. He gave Israel 4 women. Say, be fruitful and multiply.
That's right.
And he had a whole lot of children. He said, be fruitful and multiply. Read.
A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee.
A nation and a company of nations shall be of Israel. Our forefather, whose name was Jacob, changed to Israel. So you have 12 different nations that make up one nation. That's why I say a nation, we as the 12 tribes of Israel, and a company of nations who are who? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Came out of our forefather Israel. That's why I say be fruitful and multiply. That's why he had a lot of children. And these men and his sons became nations today.
That's right.
And we are here to let you know that you are the children of Israel.
That's right.
The 12 tribes of Israel. That's your nationality. That's your race. Read.
And kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee will I give it.
There it is, man. The land of Israel. And we going back there.
That's
When
right.
the Most High put us there. Not no man. Remember, no man gonna save us. Understand this and overstand this. But see, Mashiach Abishai, you better understand. That's why we here to warn you before this happened. Get Ezekiel 9:4. We're here to warn you before this happened. This going down, y'all. This gonna go down. Whether you hear or forbear. Ezekiel 9:4.
Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4. And the Most High said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men at the men that sigh, and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
I say, go to the midst of the city and set a mark upon the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that's being done amongst us, man, amongst Jerusalem, amongst Israel, amongst the Hebrew Israelites,
That's right.
amongst our people. B.
And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city. And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and began at my sanctuary. Then they began at the sanctuary, at the ancient men which were before the house.
So this is talking to us, man. Say, go to the city and smite the people, man, that don't have this mark, this truth, man, in their minds. That's what my second Shai said, but those mine enemies, which were not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me, man. So we're here to warn you. So you don't be one of these ones that he goes through and smite. You don't want this to happen. Or else what's going to be your situation in this time to come, man? What's your situation going to be like?